Hope you're having a wonderful afternoon. It's currently 2:43 p.m. Eastern Time. It's 4 hours, 5 hours later in London, 80 hours later in Tokyo. Let's play some chess. 10-minute rapid game. Our opponent today will be Shuo from Switzerland. Oh, good evening to you, my friend. Attack this pawn with the knight. Worried about something like this, but now my knight's covering everything. Let's bring another knight out. Do this prophylactic, cover the square from this bishop. Okay, all right. What do we want to do now? Let's make some real moves. Develop, cover the square twice. Pawn up. So if this comes, I can tuck the bishop back and overprotect that pawn. Very natural developing move so far, nothing too crazy. Queen up. Queen and king, same file. Always good to keep in mind. I'll do the same thing. My goal will be to bring this bishop here, trade off, as I am playing black, and this person is 15 yellow points better than me, so slightly better. I'm not looking for anything too advantageous to start. Just trying to be nice and chill. They're doing the same thing. I will take first. There we go. Trade the second bishop as well. Position is almost identical. I think this pawn is the only difference. Oh yeah, that knight's not developed. Okay, there we go. Trade, trade, takes. Okay, and now we could end up in a race. It's too tempting not to try. Let's do it. The square is covered twice. If I push this here, pawn takes, that's not bad. It's not a bad move, but I can prepare it. No, I can't because this pawn would hang. Let's just go for it. This can come here. Okay, perfect. Let's do that. Let's do that. Now queen's going to want to trade. This is perfect. I have this open file here for my rooks. I have Harry. I can push Harry all the way to the end. That'll be nice. Okay, now let's just set up mate threat. Do I want to do that? I can take a minute here. If I move my rook here, they will just move their queen here and then redevelop their knight, and then their knight covers the square. Very important. Instead, what if I just start pushing this pawn? So now if they try to move their queen here, I'll end up with this file is open, and then I'll have my pawns connected again. So I'm not going to take myself, but I also can't afford to leave this pawn hanging. How about I just move king here? King will guard the pawn, and then the king can always tuck away later. No need to castle and give up a pawn here. Next move, rook will move either here or here. Need to understand what's more advantageous. Okay, they're activating their rook, which makes sense. This knight has no squares to jump to. Really, I wanted this knight here. From here, I could jump here, and yeah, it's going to take a while to get this knight into the game. For now, let's do this. And that way this pawn is free again to start rolling. Huh. Let's trade off. Their king is safer than mine. I don't like that. Let's go for this. The threat is here. They cannot take because this pawn is pinned. Now, do I have another move to... Now it's time to bring this knight closer. And they're moving, well, they're double attacking that thing. And I can't double defend it, so I will lose that pawn. Let's go here. They're taking. Now if I come here, that doesn't make any difference. Let's just take again. And at the end of this, they're up a pawn. They might just plug their knight in here. No, they haven't. So let's... Okay. So this is a... I need to keep this rook. I can't trade the final rook. That's not a good move. Let's see. This pawn up. This is a game of pawns now. This is a liability backwards. So I predict this move so the king can activate. That's not what they're doing. I think they're, oh, then they're gonna try and infiltrate this way. I will stop that. They wanted to get to the back rank and then go pawn hunting, go pawn chasing. Let's put that there, block. Okay, then they still want that pawn, which is fine. I can just go back and defend for the time being. So now I'm in a very passive position. Next move I might push. So I'm a pawn down, 2 minutes down, and I only have a rook. It's not the best. It's not the worst. Maybe that's another way to look at it. All right. Let's see what we can do here. They might lock the position down. They haven't. So they... That's interesting. And if I bring him up, they will then kick me away. This is a way for them to win another pawn, essentially. This game is getting bad. If I push him up, that doesn't do anything. I'm just gonna lose 50 pawns here. Okay, I'm still 2 minutes down, and now I'm down 2 pawns. Very nice. Let's just move the king back up. Might push. Oh, okay. Keep him here. I'm gonna lose this game. But I'm not to the point where I can calculate how exactly I'm going to lose this game, but I will inevitably lose this game. See, my king is blocked off here. My king needs to get to this square somehow. Let's push. And now they can create a pass pawn, but I need to get some counterplay. Great. These squares are blocked off. I can't proceed any further into the position, but I can just attack the rook. Come up with the silly attacks like this, right? Sometimes it's enough to just... Your opponent's mouse could slip, right? I still have 4 minutes. That's ages of time to play this out. I predict I will lose this game with 2 more minutes left on the clock. And if I win that bet, I actually win the game. So That's how I that's what I'll say. Okay, this pawn's under attack. They could defend this way or this way. If they defend this way, that'll be a small victory for me because. And then now I can also put this rook here. Okay, so they don't care about that pawn. They want me to just get trade pawn for pawn here. Let's just do this. The king has to go back. Can I? See what I can do here. I can't trade rooks. Can't trade rooks. See, they just paused to think, did they blunder? But they didn't. I blundered the game a few minutes ago. I have no moves. Let's go there. Let's go there. Yeah, this game is over. Okay. I won't torture you guys any longer, I promise. Any longer than I need to. Hitting this pawn. They are defending. Now it's just a matter of technique for them. How do they convert this? Shouldn't be that hard. They're just, okay. Threat to take that with check. Didn't go anywhere. Now we'll just come back here. So if I take this, oh, that doesn't work for me. Let's go here. Yeah, they're being smart. They're just making sure they don't blunder anything. Command. Oh, is that a blunder? Let's see. Okay, and now they want to trade, but I'm down 2 pawns, and that'll just win the game. Let's just push all the way back here. This pawn can't push temporarily. King is pinned. King will have to go here, I think. Push that pawn and then push this pawn. That's what I would do. Okay, they're coming in with checks, which is fine by me. If they come in with checks, my goal is to just kind of get the king closer in. Okay, so what do I have here? I have this. This pawn will fall unless they do something about it. Another check. Gonna try to make this a little difficult, right? Not trying to make it too easy for them. It's a learning moment for them too. I'm providing a service here. Okay. Now, best move for them is probably once again queen here, sorry, king here, and then push. But then I could sack. Like I could probably sack the rook for 2 pawns at some point, and then see if they can finesse the endgame. King and rook, like means at this level, at 1300, I think most people will be able to do that. But you can be surprised sometimes. Like now I'm down to a minute, so I'm down a minute, 2.5 minutes, so they have all the time in the world to think of the right play to make. Okay, they're coming in here. Bong bong. There, it's a point of pride. I'll flag. I won't get mated or resign. I don't know if any of those is any better than the rest. I mean, getting mated is probably the most humiliating. Then resigning is the least because your fate's in your own hands, and then getting flagged, somewhere in the middle, I'd say. The hierarchy of defeats. Okay, they're thinking really hard here. Boom, boom. That won't help me. Let's just go here. Huh. Now, there. There. That's good. Check. Okay, now we can resign. Don't need to endure the suffering any longer. All right, Shuo, that was a good game. GG. Now we can go for a new one. Let's see who else wants to play. This person, Pejman8487 from Iran. Iran. There you go. Salumati. I think that's something they say there. At least my Persian friend says that. Okay. All right, so they want to win that pawn. I'm not going to let them. I'd rather double my pawns, but win the bishop versus the knight. That usually works well for me. Okay, so their next move is going to be here, I'd say. Let's develop a piece. I mean, their next move is not quite clear yet. And they just, yeah, this is a terrible place for that knight. Sometimes when you can't see it, it's because it's shit. Okay, take away the square. All right, the usual opposite side's castle. My fate usually means I run into this kind of position. Let's go here and then push or something, or like push. This bishop can't move. I mean, yeah, it can move now. It was guarding that knight. Push. Then tuck the king in right here on this beautiful square. Okay, so they are sacking. I'm going to take. This piece is defended. This pawn is defended. Let's go here. Let's go here. This pawn going up is an idea, because then it doesn't allow them to push their pawn up. Let's push it now. Trade, beautiful. So my king's got no home, but I'm on the attack. That pawn's been taken. Now, how do we do this? Put you here. Put him there. Just to kick around the, I mean, look at all my pieces. They are active. If I can get this rook here and then this rook here, push the pawn, crack open, then it's on them to come up with a defense. They need to go all the way back here at least. Then I could push this, but if I push that, oh, okay, so this pawn's lost. I'm winning this pawn next turn. Okay, so if I take, or I come in with the, yeah, you know what? Let's come in with you, because it comes with another threat. And if you're stupid or something, oh, you wouldn't move there. Okay, there we go. And now we'll just bring you back. Double up. I mean, that's great. Is that too slow? Up, capture. Yeah, it's too slow. But I'd rather that, I think. Yeah, let's go with my plan. Right there. Let's go with my plan. Ah, okay, so now you're gonna do it that way. That's fine. So now we can open things up. You're probably gonna want to take that way. That means I can bring this guy in, threaten to take that. Probably would have been better to go here, to still go for the checks. Oh, beautiful. You lose your queen. X-ray. Trip to the doctor, buddy. Okay. Win this pawn. Now everything's falling down. Here. A nice little check to just encourage more trades. Oh, you don't want to trade. Okay. What if I put him there? Now do you want to trade? I'll give you a minute to decide. If they take, I take with check, and then I can win this pawn. Okay, so they're moving back. Don't want to get impatient here. If I put you here, let's do this. Because then I also have this check. And I just blundered a thing. Oh, did I? No, I can check them here. Is that the best move though? Let's do it. check. You come back, and then I take. And then they have a fork. Okay. Let's do that then. They still have a fork, so let's do this. Let's go here. This pawn is my saving grace. Great. Push. Let's push. My pawns are shattered on the king side. I want to bring my king over here. Try to run him to the end zone. Let's go. And there's no danger of any embarrassing checks. So that's what you got. I have this. Is that the best move? No, it's not, probably. It's probably some super insane Grandmaster move that's better. This always is. That's not a real move. Let's go here. Then let's go here. Pin you to the king. This piece will be won. They're probably going to put that rook there. It doesn't help them. Okay, there we go. Won the knight. Now push this pawn as best I can. Push this pawn to the very end. Threatening check to win the rook. I mean, what does that do? Now is the time to bring the king. It's probably time to go hunting for the other pawns with the king. King's blocked off from the game. If I can win these pawns and this person is paralyzed, that would be the best course of events, I think. Oh! Resign, great, but I had a mate in one right here. So lesson, when you're trying to find the best move, first look for mate in one, I guess. Alright, let's do one last game for you guys. E4, E5, the classic way, the basic way. Once again, protect the pawn, trade the bishop for the knight if they want to. Double the pawn, but it's fine. And if they don't do it, then I put the bishop here. There's opening theory from a 1300 player. Take it for what you will. I find being super aggressive here works well for me. Now I need to be careful of the knight jumping in to attack the c7 pawn. Next move will be knight up here unless something bananas happens. It's kind of obvious I'm castling king side now. I have weakened the position considerably, so I have to worry about threats like bishop takes in the long run. So this is interesting. Win the bishop for the knight. push you back. Being super aggressive and maybe careless here. Well, let's see. Small victory, winning the bishop for the knight. They will get an open a file for their rook. It's a trade-off, but let's see. They decide to just let me do it. Good choice. Sometimes like they sack on, what square is this? F7. That's not C7, that's F7. Sometimes they sack on F7, which then I need to take into account. That didn't happen this time though. Bishop here and castle maybe. Let's do bishop here, just develop, and now we'll see what we do. This, provoke this, it's not a big deal. We now have a decision to make, right? What do I want my plan of attack to be? Takes, maybe you can set that up. And push Harry for the win. That's always my plan. I saw this, what's the guy's name? Ginger GM on YouTube, and he calls the H-pawn Harry. And I haven't been able to stop doing that since. Should name all the pieces. You're Cecil. Oh, whoops. I just pre-moved. How could I pre-move that? That can't be real. I gotta turn pre-moves off. It's gonna lose me a game one day. Okay, this piece is hanging. So if I come in here, win a pawn, they can take, and I'll have lost a knight and a pawn. I mean, it's okay. Let's try this. Let's see if this is a real thing. Losing, yeah. Let's try it. Let's see what happens. Attacking the undefended piece. Win a pawn out of this. And also hitting this knight, which would come with an attack there. Oh, okay. I mean, that's great. So let's go here. You'll waste the tempo because, I mean, you do have a check here. But then king moves closer to you, so you're still in danger. Let's see what we can do. You're hanging. Queen's under attack. Okay, so they did that. That's fine. King here. Great. Take you. Next move. Rook here. King back here for safety. Actually, first move should be... What if I just do it? This is gonna be mayhem. This is mayhem. Okay, bishop takes, pawn takes, queen takes, queen covers. Doesn't work yet. So you here, you here. No, you here. You here because you need to defend this guy. You need to defend Harry. Okay, and now check here is the threat, which would be awful. Can I cover up this square? Oh my god, did I just do that? They must think this is some like 6,000, level 6,000 ELO move. Oh, okay, thank God, that's all they could come up with. Oh my god. But I mean, they have, this pawn's gonna fall now with check. I could drop him here, but he is lost. Go here. No. Yeah, this is bad, but it's bad. Let's see. Okay, oh, that's all you got? Okay. That's not a blunder, no. So move here. You're getting attacked now, so this isn't for nothing. That may have been a stupid move. They could just take this pawn. Okay, so they're coming in there, and now I can do this. And then this will cover up. Or I could sack. Okay, let's think this through. Sack, king takes, queen check. King somewhere. And they're fine. So that's not forcing. If I put this here, I think that works. Because then this pawn falls, but then I move this rook up to defend. Okay, let's do that. Let's do that. I think it's the best of my options here. They take, beautiful, cover up. I'm down 2 pawns now. I might just have to go Hail Mary. This guy is hanging after all. And he's hanging with check. If my opponent makes a dum-dum. Okay. Check. Okay, how about this? Check. This is interesting. Let's trade some pieces here. I'm under way too much pressure. Come in with the threat. Check. It's not mate, but it's something. It's not mate, but it's something. I'm gonna mate you anyway. Now I have bishop takes threat. I mean, first of all, I just have check threat. I need to look at checks first. Oh no, I don't have that. Oh shit, nice. Okay, so now I have bishop takes, pawn takes. Okay, here we go. Bishop takes, pawn takes, rook takes, check, hits the queen. Queen has to sack, so I'll lose bishop. 5, 6, 7, 8 versus 9, 10, 11. Let's do it. Now I'm threatening all sorts of discoveries if they do not take. You know what? I like streaming for you guys and playing because I think I play better thinking, like talking everything out. If I'm just doing this in my head, sometimes I'll be thinking about the game and then think about something else and just lose track. So thank you guys for watching. Okay, beautiful. Now I have discoveries. I have discoveries. What's the best one? This one. Win the exchange. And now this rook is pinned. And my queen cannot come in with any checks. Let's just take that. Take the money and run. And then rook's going to take. Rook's going to come here. If they trade, I trade. And I'm covering this pawn. How's that for calculation for you? God, I wish. Okay, so also I have king here, which just threatens this. Then king has to go to the corner, only move. And then I check. King comes back down, and then I mate. That's better. Mate threat. After this, is there anything they can... Oh no, the queen's covering. I had a perfect plan, except it was an awful plan. All right, come on. I'm playing pretty good against the 1383. That's 30 elo points. They're losing a lot of time here. So I'm up about 40 seconds now. It's not nothing. Yes, but still, I think king here, at least for this threat. Then we'll take it from there. Is there anything better? My opponent's giving me a lot of time here. Is there anything better? Resign? Nice. I mean, they probably saw something a little better than I did. Nice. GG. All right, thanks everybody for watching today. I'll see you next time. Take care.